Um, so we are going to look at periodic abstinence, and in this periodic abstinence also we have subclasses which we can include of coital interrupters or withdrawal method. We have lactation, amenorrhea, and the natural family planning. Let's see the second method, which we call lactation amenorrhea method. This for you to use this, the mother has to have been you have to have been pregnant and delivered, and you have to have a young baby who is exclusively being breastfed. They are not relying on any other method of feeding. And by this I mean they are breastfeeding both at night and during the day on the occurrence and on the actual time. So this method, you have to be breastfeeding the baby every 4 hours during the day and every 6 hours during the night. You have to be breastfeeding only. You're not using any other form of feeding like formula or any other foods. And you should, the baby should be younger than 6 months, and you should not have regained your menses. The menses should not have come at this time when you want to use this method. It's one of the most effective methods. Within the first 6 months, we say it is safe up to 0.5%. That means in every 200 women, only one can get pregnant. So its percentage of efficacy is only 0.5% for you to get pregnant. But at times you see with change, we can say like now we take it as a good risk up to 6 weeks. Nowadays we check up to 6 weeks. We encourage mothers after 6 weeks, if it's possible, please try initiate family planning method, because you see, so that you can attain this, you have to be at home. Some of us are going to work and some of us are going to classes, so you don't get the right timing of 4 hours breastfeeding during the day. So to prevent that, or to increase that, to prevent the increase of the risk of getting pregnant, we encourage people up to 6 weeks, you can rely on this method. And then before then, during birth up to 6 weeks, you should have decided on what method of family planning you really want to use. The best thing on this is when you're breastfeeding your baby, there is that involution of uterus. By this we mean the uterus getting back to the normal shape and size. You see, after a pregnancy, you have that the uterus grows with the baby. It has become more elastic, it has spread more, it has become bigger in size. So this is one of the best method you can use to bring back the uterus to normal size. Also, it suppresses the menses. For those who have very painful menses, you get to run away from pain for some time. And also, this method can be used immediately after childbirth. And also, it facilitates the more you breastfeed, you might lose. It's a good method of losing postpartum weight. That weight which you have gained when breastfeeding is much weight lost also. That weight which you have gained after pregnancy, you can lose it more and more when you breastfeed the baby. So you can see it's advantageous to you instead of those olden method which our mothers used, like tying a shoe on their bellies. You can use other methods like breastfeeding. Those are some of the advantage which you use. So the main disadvantage of this is because you don't know when the fertility is uncertain. You don't know when you are back to fertility. So the frequent breastfeeding may be inconvenient due to work or other methods or other things which will affect the breastfeeding. And this method should not be used if the mother has HIV, because we tend to limit the time you're breastfeeding, and or the mother might choose to not exclusively breastfeed this baby. So again, we say this is not a very safe method for mothers who are HIV. So, as I have shared before, currently, fertility may be back within 6 weeks of exclusive breastfeeding. And this has been affected because of our daily busy schedules, our the kind of meals we eat nowadays. So I can say initially it was very effective of up to 6 months, but currently we can say up to 6 weeks is when we feel we are safe with lactation amenorrhea. And you can attest to this. Most of the mothers who have gotten babies before, you find out that you get back to your menses at least within 6 weeks post-delivery. So you're going to check on the third method, which we said it's natural family planning. And this is the most used method of fertility regulation. It's the most common, and it's not inhibited by any religious. So you see some of the religions which are kind to counter most of the methods. This is accepted globally in all religions, and this method involves periodic abstinence, with couples attempting to avoid intercourse during the woman's fertile period, which is around the time of ovulation. The technique to determine the fertile period include the calendar method, the cervical mucus method, or simple thermal method. So we have 3 things which you can use when using this natural family planning, or the periodic methods, which include the calendar method. This is where you calculate the safe days and unsafe days. Cervical method, this is where you check on the thickness of the mucus and how thin and how much it's produced. And the symptothermal method, this is where you check on the temperature to determine how safe you are. And for this symptothermal method, you can't use it independently most of the time. Most of the time, we like combining it with another method, still in this natural family planning method. We try to combine them too so that you can be sure you are safe enough. So when we go to calendar method, it's based on 3 assumptions. 1, a human ovum is capable of fertilization for approximately 24 hours after ovulation, which is true. A human ovum is capable of fertilization only for approximately 24 hours after ovulation. Again, a spermatozoa can retain the fertility ability for only 48 hours after coitus. Okay, so the lifespan of a sperm, that's in general, we are saying the sperm lifespan, we approximate it to be 48 hours, and it's viable to fertilize an egg within 48 hours after the coitus. Again, we say the ovulation usually occurs 12 to 16 days before the onset of subsequent menses. So before the end of any mens, the ovulation will take around 12 to 16 days. So to do this, I tried to summarize and come up with a method which can be used to all people, whereby some of us have irregular menses, some have regular menses. So I tried to look on the most safest method, which you can use for both people who have regular and irregular menses. And by it, I came up with this solution, with this method, which he says, the menses is like, you have to record your menses for 6 cycles to approximate the fertile period. So you take an average of 6 months on the time where you'll get your fertile period. And by that, you shall be able to see your cycle. Is it after 21 days? Is it after 26 days? Is it after 28? Or is it irregular? At times it comes after 21 days, and at times it comes after 32 days. So you need to record first for the 6 cycles. And again, before I go on, I want to say these things are better for those with regular menses or those with almost regular menses. There are those with almost regular menses whereby this month they will have 21, this month they will have 28 days, this other month 21. Unlike those who will have like irregular menses, whereby you skip some months without seeing your menses. So what he says, the earliest day of your fertile period is determined by the number of days in the shortest number of menstrual cycles subtracted by 18. To explain this, I mean, if you have like this month you have 21 days of menses, next month you have 28 days of menses, next day you have 24 menses, the other one 36. You'll take the least. Like for instance, on the cycle I've given you, the least will be 21 days. So you'll take the least and subtract 18. So for instance, the shortest maybe we say it's 21 days, and you subtract it 18. So 21 minus 18, you'll get 5. No, 4. 18, 19, 20, 21. It's 3. So it means you have 3 days safe. After your menses, you have 3 days safe. You get? And the latest day of the fertile period is calculated by the longest cycle subtracted by 11. Maybe say the longest cycle that you have been having, it's 32 days. So you take this 32, the longest cycle subtracted by 11. So you take the 32 and you subtract 11. So those remaining days are the safe days in which you can have sex. The other days, we consider them as fertile days. So you record your menses for 6 months. Once you record, you are able to get your longest and shortest. Okay, your longest and shortest period. So the earliest day of fertile period is determined by the number of days in the shortest menstrual cycle subtracted by 18. The latest day, so the latest day of fertile period is calculated by the number of days in the longest cycle subtracted by 11. I hope by sharing that I'm clear. In case you don't get it, please don't be afraid, just share in the comment box and then I'll clarify much more. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have been enlightened. Kindly subscribe to have an access to more of my upcoming classes on diverse health and lifestyle tips. In case you have a specific topic you want handled or specific question you would like answered, or even get clarification on something I've said on my videos, please drop it on the comment section and I'll be prompt to give you responses. For appointment and private session, contact me via details on the video and I'll be ready to assist you. Thank you again for choosing me to guide you on health and lifestyle. This is King Mash. See you on the next one.